All right, today we're going to talk about the small extensors of the toe. Now, these muscles definitely go under the radar. I often see this when clients are coming in and may have sprained their ankle and they do not complain of ankle pain, they complain of foot pain. So that's a dead giveaway if these muscles are involved. They go under the radar because they are so intricate and intrinsic. So where they lie is pretty much right in the front of the forefoot here. So if you see the ankle line here, you'll find the bulk of these two muscles come down here. So the first one we're going to talk about is the extensor digitorum brevis. Now, it basically interdigitates with our second, third, and fourth toe, whereas the extensor hallucis brevis interdigitates with the great toe, okay, so our big toe. So if we come down here, come to the ankle line below, you'll basically see that is the calcaneus muscle there. So they attach proximal to the calcaneus muscle. So the first one will be the extensor hallucis brevis, which comes down along here, and then, as I said, it interdigitates into the base of the phalanx of the great toe. Extensor digitorum brevis, on the other hand, comes down just lateral to it and comes down, and then obviously, as I said, interdigitates. So it's obviously involved in extending the second, third, and fourth toe. Every now and then, apparently to some of the anatomical studies, some people may actually have a variation where it comes and interdigitates with the fifth, but that's rare. So let's stick with the common. All right, so the first thing we need to know about these muscles, they're small. So we have the benefit of using either our fingers or our thumbs, but we need to be mindful that we're pressing back up against bone when we work these muscles. So sometimes you might find the feedback can be quite extensive, all right? So we've got to gauge our pressure properly. We don't want to get in here and hammer these muscles, all right? It's going to be slow, purposeful strokes that we're going to use, and you'll find that the extensor digitorum brevis actually has two bellies to it, okay? And there's a trigger point in both of those, whereas the extensor hallucis brevis only has one because it's only very small and intricate. So using a little bit of cream here, and I mean just using a very little bit of cream, just going to work just across the top of the forefoot here. Now you don't want to use a cream that's too slippery, so we want to be able to engage but not slip off these muscles, okay? So it's all about getting the pressure right, as I said before. And for me, I like to use the strokes where I'm basically going to use a bit of a thumb and I'm going to brace just behind it as well. So the first one we're going to come down is going to hit that extensor hallucis brevis, which comes down along here. And you'll find the bulk of the muscle is only around about this portion here. So you're not going to be going all the way down to the forefoot here. It's basically in the belly of the muscle that we're looking. So we're just going to slide in. We're going to find the front of the ankle here, push one of the tendons out of the way because we've got extensor digitorum longus coming down through this area here as well. And we're just going to locate the belly of that muscle and just work through just about halfway to the forefoot. Okay, so just down along that. How's that pressure, Kat? Good? Okay, so one way you'll know if the pressure's too much, they'll start to either extend their toes. They're going to try and potentially guard against it. So we don't want that guarding. We want a nice, even pressure. We want to make sure that our clients can handle it. And as I said, if they've rolled their ankle, more than likely if they've damaged the ankle, there will be swelling around here. But if these muscles are involved, as I said before, the pain will be in the foot. So we're just going to come down, work along, blend off, okay? Now the trigger point will be down just in front of that calcaneal area, just in there. And usually you'll find you can just sink in and find that sweet spot about there. If I roll off, then I'm going to be on extensor digitorum brevis, which, as I said, has two heads to it. So it's a little bit more bulkier. So we can come in with almost two thumbs now, side by side, and just slowly stripping through there, like so. And as I said, you're pushing muscle back up against the bone. So you don't want to be smashing that area, okay? So it's just a nice firm pressure Make sure that your clients aren't starting to extend their toes, because if they are, you know they're starting to guard against you, okay? So just a nice even pressure like so. And remember, you're pushing back up against the bone, okay? So that comfortable there, Kath? Yep. So the more broader you make the contact, the less feedback you'll get, okay? So you've got to try and make it as broad as you can. Now, every now and then, depending on your client, if they've got a really big, large, broad foot, then sometimes what you can do is you can actually come in just with the outside of your hand, come down from here and just glide along using the side of your hand, okay? Because once again, that makes it broad, all right? And you'll find that the trigger points for this area here will refer right over the top of the forefoot here, okay? So they're sort of more of a local referral as opposed to referring down into the great toe or into the second, third or fourth toes. So remember, extensor hallucis brevis, okay, which is helping control synergistically with the great toe in terms of extension. And then we've got extensor digitorum brevis, okay, which is doing second, third, and fourth, all right? So that's our two intrinsic extensors of the toes. So just making sure pressure is nice, broad. So this is extensor hallucis brevis. If we come off a little bit laterally, then we've got extensor digitorum brevis. Okay, and then we can come down if we want, work through like so. If you want, sometimes you can get the foot over the table, just come down a little bit, Kath. And what you can get your clients to do, if you hold the foot and then just get them to bring their toes up for you and then back down, back up again and back down. And again, back up. Now just go down really slowly, really slowly. Like so, okay? Extensor hallucis brevis and extensor digitorum brevis.